So if you miss Ryan's live, he has spilled quite a bit of tea. I've been busy because of 4th of July. I have not caught up on a lot. So I just went and watched his live, and I'm going to play it, and then I'm going to come back because he did spill some tea.
I did lose my teaching job at the end of the school year. I did lose it. I did. And it had nothing to do with what I called Ken. It had nothing to do with that. It had to do with what Gypsy announced to the world, what she was apologizing for. My job protected me, protected people from, like, Gypsy's people didn't realize that my job actually is the only reason I never really spoke out. My job was the only reason I never really spoke out. So, all her people trying to get me fired and releasing all this stuff, good for you. Because now I can actually speak out. First off, to hell with the people who call to school and to complain. I was good to my children, my kids, number one. I was a great teacher to my students. It was funny, when the principal told me my contract were not renewed, exact words came out of her mouth. She said, "You were such a benefit to these kids. I want you to know that you were such a benefit to these kids. You found your calling." Principals didn't want to deal with me because people would call. Every time I get on live, some yahoos would always call the school about something I did on live. I did something I said, some yahoos would always call the school. I don't know why people don't have lives. I don't get it. That's people's mission, to try to ruin other people's lives. Whatever. But if you're keeping tally, I've lost 2 teaching jobs now. 2. Not really my fault. And then I remember my ex told my mother, like, Ron's gonna lose his job now, when that abuse article came out. And my mom was like, "Is that what you want?" Told her, "Is that what you want?" No response. Well, they finally won this time. They finally won on something that, like, I really enjoy doing. Like, damn, I love my job, guys. But I will say this. Now I'm free to say whatever I want to say. But it's kind of funny, that camp over there, in wherever they are, Cut Off or Metairie, wherever, tried to get me to lose my job. Well, it worked. And now y'all got to deal with the consequences of that. Because my job kept me from saying anything. My job protected y'all. My job protected her. All right, y'all remember my last live where or one of my lives, I was throwing pictures out and shit like that? I was throwing my pillows and everything. It was funny, I actually got a text from, who said, "Did you really throw out our pictures all sad?" I thought that was hilarious. "Did you really throw out our pictures?" I thought that was funny. She really did do that. I have text and she knows it. I had so many people messaging me. The billboard was awesome. Billboard was awesome. I love the billboard. If y'all had done that billboard to anybody in the world, I'd have said it was wrong. It just happened so that it was my ex-wife. But if y'all had done that to anybody, I don't care, Joe Blow down the street, if you'd have done that to her, I would be like it was wrong. So many people would be like, "You can't even talk about it." I have more right to talk about that than y'all do. I mean, I hate to say that. I have more right to talk about it than anybody, except for that camp. But, I mean, I just love people. You have no right to speak on it. I do love the fact that we live in a country that freedom of speech. Freedom of speech. All right? You can do that. All right? Billboard, you can do it. Good for you. Happy that you can. But if it would have been anybody, I would have said it was wrong. That's just my moral beliefs. It was wrong. Just so happens that it happened to be a billboard for my ex-wife. Do I think it's funny that Christy in the show said, "I wanted to get a billboard where it said, 'You are not the father'"? I think it's kind of funny that Gypsy was the one that got the billboard. I think that's freaking hilarious. That karma got them on that. But I just think it's wrong to say somebody's unfit to be a mother. I just think it's wrong. Y'all can hate me for that, but I've never changed my morals, and I'm not going to change it just because of the person the billboard was about. And that's just the type of person I am. I wouldn't have liked it if it was Casey Anthony, or didn't she do something bad to her kids? It doesn't matter. I wouldn't have liked it anybody. Now, I don't know the Casey Anthony story, so I'm sorry if I said that. Sorry if I offended anybody with that. I don't know the story. But I'd have been upset if it would have been anybody, but I hate it. Here's what it is. If that's me protecting her, I apologize for that, but that's not me protecting her. It's not. I'm not protecting her. Did I used to protect her? Yeah, I did. I did. She considered me her protector. She was my wife. I would have protected her. But now I'm not protecting her. She's living her own life. She's getting drunk on TikTok Live, which I wouldn't do, but more power to her if that's what she wants to do. But I will say this. That was not her first drink of alcohol. And I know that for a freaking fact. So So, but that's it. She was putting a lot away. The clip I saw, she was hammering it. And I do have to say one thing about a clip I saw the other day. I do. And this is not... What was with that dude saying he was rainbowing it up? That's freaking terrible. You know what's funny? Gypsy laughed about it, got off the live, but I never heard him say a retort to that. He never said, dude, shut the hell up. That's not true. He never said anything. He sat there and took it and, like, didn't deny it. He never said a word. Like, what the hell is wrong with you, dude? It's got to be true. It's true. I mean, it's got to be true. Because any straight man would have been like, dude, shut the hell up. That's not true. But he didn't say a fucking word. Ken needs to be thankful that he got her pregnant. Because in July last year, she wanted to come back. But she couldn't because she was pregnant. And I will say that. I have proof of that. I have texts. She wanted to come back, but couldn't because she was pregnant. There's y'all some tea. That's legit. You know, because she was like, I would run away. She told me, I would run away with you right now if I could. I said, would you run away with me if you weren't pregnant? She said, yes, I would. So she was mad. She said it was the worst birthday she ever had. And so I betrayed her. She thinks I betrayed her with that text that I released. Gypsy honestly thinks I betrayed her with that text. She has no idea what betrayal is. Because getting a tattoo a week after you leave, that's betrayal. Getting pregnant a month after you leave, that's betrayal. And she thinks I betrayed her. All I did was release one text that proved to the world that I wasn't.
So now that you've heard it, we now know for a fact that Ryan has lost 2 jobs because of Gypsy. Not counting the other people that have lost their jobs, the salon-centric thing, that lost their job. But Gypsy is always the victim. How do y'all not see this? And I believe every word Ryan is saying. Everything he said about he has the text to prove it and everything, I believe it. Because he's proved it in the past. So, I don't even know what to say. Like, girl, karma is hitting you, and it's coming. And I see it coming. I give it 6 months. If that. I don't know. What do y'all think?